activities. The first one is the activity called of the conference, called Space Propulsion, Introduction to Space Propulsion, that will be given by our speaker, Dr. Alejandro Hernandez Gonzalez, who is here in the meeting. And after that, we will start with the presentation of all of your projects. So I will really appreciate and I invite you to check all the things that Mr. Alejandro wants to share with all of us, and all this knowledge and learn about space. And after that, we will start with the presentations, but in another link that you already have. So do you have any question in this moment? No? Everything good? Okay, my dear. So just give me 5 minutes and we will start. So I will turn off my camera just like a little to check something and I will come back with you.
Okay.
Thank you, Bere.
Thanks to you, Bayu. Thank you so much to be here and to support this Expo Science Mexico in a virtual mode.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome, my dears. That's amazing to see all of you. Salahmed, I hope to be not mispronouncing this welcome or greetings, but I hope to be good. Perfect. Just give me a second to check if somebody else is like in the waiting room. All of you are in Jakarta? I don't hear any of you, my dears. So my question is, all of you stay in Jakarta in this moment?
No.
No.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So what time is here? What time is in your places? Will you let me know?
It's 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Okay, perfect. Amazing. So just give me a second. Okay, we will start. I just wanted to let you know that we will record all the conference in order to take it and upload it in our social media channels, so you could see this video later on with your family, with your friends, and also like sharing this knowledge to more people in your places. And your presentation also will be shared in our social media channels in the coming days. So as soon as we finish, we will make all the makeup for these presentations and we will upload it in our social media channels. So also you could like be proud of your participation and share it with your friends and family. So I think that we will start like preparing ourselves, because we will start in 2 minutes. Yeah, it's coming. People is coming. Welcome, Vicky. Merhaba. People from Turkey is coming. Thank you so much, Vicky. Okay. Just give me a second. I will do something. Okay, and I have something in the chat. Divided in 6 regions. Okay, just to announce what Mr. Bayu is telling me is like
Safety,
all of
it
you
is forbidden to open the train door before
okay, is that they are divided in 6 regions, not in Jakarta, and now it's night. Perfect. Thank you so much. Perfect. So, Alejandro, could you like start sharing your screen just to start everything? And as soon as I see your presentation, I will start recording in order to let all of you know more about this amazing topic that we have today for you. So, if you allow me, I will start recording this session. So, give me a second. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Please, we are so happy to receive all of you in this Expo Science Mexico 2021 in a virtual mode. And we are transmitting and making all this event in Durango, the state of Durango, that is in the northern part of Mexico. And we are so happy to receive in this first conference of Expo Science Mexico to one of our friends that is a big friend, but also an amazing professional, Mr. Alejandro Hernandez Gonzalez, who will be our speaker for this conference. Also, I would like to say that we are very glad, in name of the National Network of Youth Activities in Science and Technology, REDMEX, to receive all of you, our international participants that speak English, in this event, and we hope that all the activities that we are preparing and that we have for you be successful and be suitable and interesting for all of you. So, if you allow me, I will start presenting our speaker. As I mentioned, this speaker is called Alejandro Hernandez Gonzalez. He is a professor university at the Universidad Juárez of Durango in the Faculty of Chemical Sciences. He's a mechatronic engineer graduated from the Institute in the Technological Institute of Durango, and he has a master internship at the Technische Universität München in Germany in the area of aerospace sciences. Also, he has did a research work in the area of propulsion, control, and space dynamics. His research starts or developed also in the German Institute of Science and Technology in the campus of Singapore in the aerospace area. Also, he has been a winner of different innovation events. Some of them has been the National Technological Innovation Event in 2016, but also in the Ideas Made in Mexico 2017 session, in which he has been awarded. Also, he has been awarded in the International Award GSECEA 2017 as the Student Entrepreneurs, and he has developed an intelligent medical tracking system called Smart Health, and is founder of the open source COVID-19 Durango initiative. And finally, after all these kind of things that he has done, he is director of innovation and projects of the civil association called Hunters of the Stars. So today, we are so happy to receive Mr. Alejandro Hernandez Gonzalez with this first conference of the Expo Science Mexico 2021 called Introduction to the Space Propulsion. Mr. Alejandro, the mic is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Bere. It's a pleasure to be here in front of you guys. I know that you are the future of the world, and with all your projects and ideas, you are going to change it. And for me, it's an honor also to present this topic that is about space propulsion. It's my favorite topic on the world. So I really hope that you enjoy it and that you feel the same excitement as I present every time that I talk about these topics. So let me start. And for that, I have divided the presentation in three main aspects. First, we are going to start looking for the space transport systems. Then we are going to know all the rocket propulsion concepts. And finally, we will enter to the physics world, working with equation and all the maths that are behind those rockets. So fasten your seatbelt and be ready for the launch. First of all, what is a rocket? What is a starship? Well, a rocket and a starship, it's a vehicle that lead us to the outer space or even to the space. With a high amount of thrust, of power, we break all the change of gravity and we cross all the atmosphere layers to be in the space. It's something very amazing because you see how the conjunction of all the sciences and all the maths work together to create these amazing machines. I think that the rockets are the top one development for the humankind. And with all these developments, also we have development in in the world. For example, all the GPS comes from space. All the microwaves are developed because some of the science that were developed for these missions. Also, some cancer treatments were developed by some aerospace engineers. So aerospace engineering is something very amazing. And a Starship is not just a rocket. It can have many forms, many geometries, and many configurations. One of those are, for example, the satellites. Here we have a GPS satellite system that gives us our perfect location here on Earth. And it's very amazing because this machine, it's orbiting the Earth. It's falling perpetually all around the ordered space, and it's kept by the gravity of the Earth. So it's pretty amazing how all the technologies that are in the space give us all the information and access to so many information and technology here on Earth. And well, it's not the only thing that we have in the space. For example, here is the James Webb Telescope, a telescope that is going to be launched in this month, at the end of this month, 22 of December, if everything goes well. And with this telescope, we are going to watch the skies, the deeper skies, know the galaxies, black holes, new planets, and well, a lot of marvelous objects there in the space. Maybe you have heard about the Hubble, and the Hubble has bring us a lot of development for the humankind and for the astrophysicists. And with this new telescope, a new era is coming. So if you love astronomy, you are going to love the telescopes like those. And then we have another kind of vehicles that we use in the space. For example, there in the background we have the lunar lander, the moon lander, and this is a vehicle that bring the humankind to the moon. And we have another amazing vehicle there, a manned maneuver unit, that suit that is with the astronaut, and it's pretty amazing because this is a vehicle. You may say, no, it's just a suit, but it's not. It's a vehicle. It provides all the functions that bring the astronaut all its main survival features there, oxygen, food, water, etc. And well, with this little introduction, let's start with some orbits. So, what is an orbit? An orbit is like a fictitious sphere or hyperbola or ellipse that is in the space, and with this thing, you will set a satellite or a starship or a special um, station there. So, for example, we have different kinds of orbits. We have LEO, low Earth orbit. We have MEO, medium Earth orbit, SSO, some synchronous orbits, GEO, geostationary orbits, GTO, G-transfer orbits. We have the moon orbits, the Mars orbits, the escape orbits to go to those places. And also, maybe you can see L1 and L2 think right there. And those are very specific points, are Lagrangian points. And in these points, something very amazing happened. Here you can positionate a vehicle and it's going to maintain its position almost forever. Yeah, no interaction for gravity fields are going to affect the trajectory of the object. It's something amazing. If you want to know more about it, I really recommend you that you read about the Lagrangian points L1 and L2, and are going to be very useful, for example, for the James Webb telescope. And well, the other orbits depends on its height. So you will have heights from around 100 kilometers to 360 thousand kilometers, 36,000 kilometers. And well, after that, we may see so many Starship rockets there. We have, for example, the GSLV Mark III from ISRO, India. We have seen the Falcon 9 from SpaceX launched in the United States, also the Falcon Heavy, the Ariane 5 from ESA, Europe, and also the Delta 4 Heavy from United States for the United Launch Alliance, and some amazing space shuttle that was flown from Florida in United States. And well, if we want to make a rocket, we need to have some specific requirements. We need to have a high propulsion energy efficiency, and we need to have a low structural weight. So if you want to make a rocket and make it functional, you need a very lightweight structure and also a very efficient engine. If you have this, you are going to have a very good rocket. But, well, it's not the only thing that we need. There are a lot of requirements, and one of the most important one is the high reliability on the verge of technical feasibility. So you need to be sure that your rocket is going to be safe, that it's not going to explode in the first minutes of your launch, and that everything is going to be ready in case of a failure. So reliability is the most important factor when you are designing a rocket and when you are operating one, because you don't want to have a satellite there of millions of dollars and then explode, or even worse, to have a human being there and to have an accident. So it's very important to be prepared in case of an emergency and to have all the procedures to avoid failures. And this is what a graph in which we see what are the main reasons for catastrophic events during launch. You can see that liquid propulsion and solid propulsion take almost 60% of the failures. Then you have the to make sure that the rocket is pointing in the right direction. You have also the separation system. You have the fairing, the thing in which you have all your satellites. You can be struck by a lightning. Also, the structure is very important, and there are other causes that are not known. So, as you can see here, the main factors that can lead us to a failure are the solid propulsion and liquid propulsion systems. And these things are crucial and are so complicated to design, but so amazing also to design. So it's something pretty amazing, and that has a lot of opportunity for new engineers, new scientists to bring their ideas and to bring a safer launches in the future. Here, for example, we have a Blue Origin rocket with an amazing engine that is the engine BE4. That is amazing because it uses oxygen and hydrogen. Yeah. So you say oxygen and hydrogen. I have it all the time here in the air that I am breathing. But if you mix it in a proper way and you follow all the chemistry there, you are going to have a very amazing and controlled combustion. So it's going to be something that you can use to thrust your rocket and to go to the stars. Let's watch a little bit of the components of a rocket. A rocket, it's divided in some stages. For example, here we have the Ariane 5, that is the ESA rocket, the one from Europe Union. And here we have several parts. For example, here in the sides, we have the solid rocket boosters. Those are like candles or fireworks. Obviously, it doesn't explode. It just burn all the fuels in a very specific way. And well, those things are solid rocket boosters. Then we have the main first stage, in which we have liquid propellants, and we have the main engine here. This is and it's an amazing engine that has made this core of this rocket. Here inside of it, we have some tanks to store all the propellants, all the fuel, all the oxygen. And when we mix it together here in the engine, we are going to have a very specific combustion, and we are going to get all the energy of the fuels, and we are going to generate thrust. Then we have the second stage, and here is something amazing because we have another kind of engine, the HM7B in this case. And for example, this is made to work in the vacuum, yeah, in the space. This works specifically in the atmosphere, in the lower part of the atmosphere, and this one is going to work in the almost in vacuum. And then we have the vehicle equipment bay. In this compartment here, we have all the computers and logics to perform all the control and navigation guidance of the rocket. So here we are going to control where to point and how much thrust are we going to apply to the engine. We have different engines here to perform the separation and also to change the attitude, the orientation of the rocket. Then we have the main bay in which we have all the satellites. We have satellite 1, and on top of it, we have the satellite 2. Yeah, and this is covered by a fairing that is like a cap of rocket, and it is going to protect all the satellites and all the structure of the rocket from outside particles and all the drag that is going to impact, all the particles that are going to impact with the rocket. And we have so many combinations. We have so many geometries and so many systems, but the core is exactly the same. We will have the engines. We are going to have the main tanks in which we are going to store fuel, and we are going to have the main engines also. Yeah, those are solid engines, motors, and here we have the liquid main engines. And those engines here in the side are going to be to perform all the orientation and maneuvers during the space and also during ascent. And for example, here we have another one that is the Zenith 3. This is a 3 stages rocket, so it's going to separate in 3 parts. First one here, second one here, and then we are going to have this separation, and we are going to have the satellite here. And well, this is also very amazing because here we use liquid oxygen and we mix it with kerosene, almost with as the fuel that you use to, or the petrol that you use to make your car functional is something similar. You mix it and you burn it here and you get all the thrust, something amazing. And well, you may have seen this one. This is the Soyuz, and this is a very amazing rocket made from Russia, from Gloscosmos. And this is also 4 stages. Well, this is 4 stages rocket. And here we have astronauts or cosmonauts because they are from Russia. Systems to maintain alive to the astronauts that are inside of this vehicle. And for example, this rocket launches from Russia, and then it docks with the International Space Station. And it's something marvelous. And for example, here we have another kind of rocket. This is the Ariane 6 rocket. This is from European Union and made principally in French. And then this is going to be launched from Guayana Francesa, Kourou, French Guiana. And this is very similar to the one that I explained you at the beginning, in which we saw all the components. It's like this one, but the next version. And it's going to have, as you can see, 4 rocket boosters. So it's going to be even more powerful than the other one. And okay, let's talk about the launch objective. What is the main objective of a launcher? Okay, the main objective is to place the human astronaut, the cosmonaut, the taikonaut into orbit, and then to control all the attitude and orientation of the vehicle. So this is the main objective of a rocket. You are going to all the movements in the 3 main axes of the body. So you are going to have pitch, yaw, and roll, exactly like an airplane. Yeah, you are going to move to the sides, to the front, and even into the sides, but in the other direction. And then if we talk about propulsion, that is the main objective of this talk. What is the main objective? Well, is to generate thrust to accelerate the spacecraft. Is the main objective of the thrust. Accelerate the spacecraft. And we are going to do it by chemistry. So we are going to mix the oxidizer oxygen and the fuel, hydrogen or kerosene. And in the combustion chamber and a specific compartment of the rocket, we are going to start a flame, and then we are going to start a combustion there. And we are going to liberate all the internal energy of all the particles, and we are going to reach the stars. So this is exactly how it works. First, we are going to obtain thermal energy from the fuel conjunction with the oxidant. So we are going to combust all the particles there, and we are going to get all this energy in a thermal energy, yeah? So the temperature is going to increase, and also the pressure inside of this combustion chamber. And if you remember your classes, your lectures of physics, what happened when you accelerate? Well, when you have high pressures and high temperatures, well, the fluid, it's going to accelerate. So we are going to accelerate all the fluid inside of it, and we are going to have a supersonic expansion. What supersonic means? That we are beyond the velocity of the sound. So it's going to accelerate very, very fast, and these particles are going to transfer momentum using Newton's second law, for example, and we are going to have an opposite reaction in the opposite direction. So we are going to thrust our engine by throwing a lot of particles. There's an example that is very nice. Imagine that you are on a boat in the middle of the lake, and your engine of the boat is not working, but you have a bunch of fishes there. So what you can do? You can throw all the fishes in the opposite direction in which you want to go. And if you have many fishes, you are going to start moving. It's something similar. You are going to throw a lot of particles of fuel, and you are going to generate opposite force in the other direction, and you are going to start to move. And this is the equation that defines it. We have F, that is the thrust. Then we have m dot, that is mass flow. This is how many particles of fuel it's escaping the engine every single second. Then you have BE, that is the escape velocity, is the velocity at which each particle is escaping the rocket. And then you have a penalty for pressure. So you have the pressure at the exit of the rocket, and you have the ambient pressure, the pressure that is surrounding the rocket. And as you may remember, pressure is the force that the fluid, for example, the atmosphere, it's doing in a specific area. Yeah. So with this thing, we just multiply it by the exit area of this part of the engine that is called the laval nozzle, the skirt. This skirt is the laval nozzle. So for example, here I have my engine here, and this is the laval nozzle, and here, like on a skirt, this is the area that you are going to consider, this one. Okay, so with this thing, you can predict how many newtons are going to be expelled from this engine. And you can have another way to measure this thrust, that is to use this simple formula, in which we have the m dot, the mass flow, the amount of particles that are escaping the rocket every single second, multiplied by CE. CE is effective velocity, and we will see later on a formula that can show us how to get this value. But there is something here, BE. And what is BE? Is the escape velocity, yeah? And the escape velocity depends on this equation. Here, for example, we have gamma, that is something very specific of the fuel mixture. We have TC. TC is the temperature of the combustion chamber, around 6,000 Celsius. We have M, that M is the molar weight of each particle. It will depend on the fuel also. R, that is the gas constant, that is just a constant, and pressures, and also gamma, that is another property of the gases there, or gases. Yeah. So as you can see, the velocity is it's going to depend on the mixture of fuel that you are using and the temperature in the combustion chamber. So if you want to have a higher velocity, to have higher thrust, you need higher temperatures and lower molar masses. Yeah, simpler fuels like hydrogen and not methane or get it. Yeah. So with this, you can see that you need to have a very temperature supportive combustion chamber in which you can reach super high temperatures. Okay, and with this in mind, we need to analyze what are the forces that applies to a rocket. We have the aerodynamic drag, that are all the impact of the particles in the atmosphere, and that when it impacts the rocket, it is going to decelerate it. Also, we are in the Earth, and in the Earth we have a gravity field, so the weight is going to affect us. And as we saw earlier, we are producing thrust from our engines. Yeah. So if you want to fly in a rocket, your thrust must be higher than your weight plus your aerodynamic drag. And well, how we produce the thrust? We have so many beautiful ways to produce propulsion, and we have chemical ones, and we have electric, nuclear, or solar or thermal ways of propulse a rocket. For the chemical propulsion, we have liquid, in which we have all the fuel and oxidizer in a liquid way. We have solid, that is, for example, these rocket boosters that we saw in the space shuttle or in the Ariane 5 rocket. And this is like a candle. You are going to start combusting in a very controlled manner all the fuel, and you are going to produce thrust. We have jet engines, and those engines are like the ones in the airplanes. And we have ram and scramjets, a very amazing technology that is similar to the jet engine, but for even higher velocities. Yeah. And for the other propulsion, as I was saying, we have electric one, we have nuclear one, and we have solar and thermal. Let's start talking about chemical propulsion, because it's the most used way to propulse a rocket. And this thing here is a rocket engine. And this is something very amazing, because it's all the technology in one single machine. And we have several parts. For example, I have one here. That is the Raptor one, the one that is used in the space. And you may say, okay, a rocket, you always say that is this part, yeah? But this part is the simplest one. This is the level nozzle. This is the part that is just going to direct all the all the all the particles in a specific direction, yeah, in a specific vector, the vector thrust. But the most amazing part is the other one, in which we have all the combustion chamber. For example, here inside of it, we have a combustion chamber, and it's like this part of the engine in which we are going to mix all the fuels and all the oxidizers, and we are going to start an ignition here, and we are going to have combustion, and then we have a lot of pipes and turbo machinery here. There are pumps that are conducting all the fuel into the combustion chamber. And then we have another kind uh, of mechanisms here. For example, we have a gimbal. That a gimbal is like this part of a drone that directs the engine in a specific direction. Yeah. So you change the vector of your engine to have a very controlled thrust and controlled vector. It's very amazing. And for this liquid propulsion, we can have it in several ways. The propellants are going to be stored in tanks, and then we are going to have the fed system. The fed system is the way in which we are going to push or pull all the propellants into the combustion chamber. So we can have a pump or we can have pressure. So for example, you have another tank with a higher pressurized fluid there. And for just physics, you are going to open a valve and all the fuel is going to start coming to this chamber. And it's pretty amazing. And then we have the ejection of the gases that are going to be conducted by the nozzle, the skirt of the rocket. And this is one example. You can see here that this is a tank, a pressurizing tank, and then we have a oxidizer and fuel tanks. So this thing is going to pressurize this other tank, and this tank is going to conduct all the fluid into the combustion chamber. And if we talk about some of the fuels that we can use it, we can mention a lot. The most important oxidants that we have oxygen, we have nitrogen tetroxide, nitrous oxide, and for fuels, for example, we have liquid hydrogen, kerosene, methane, or something very amazing, hypergolic fuels. The hypergolic fuels are fuels that when they are mixed together, they produce the combustion immediately without a flame or some previous ignition. Yeah. And well, for the design, we can have a lot of ways. We can differ from the pressurizing system. So we can have open or closed cycle, that it just tells us how all the fluids are interacting in the rocket. For the closed cycle, all the fluid is going to the combustion chamber, and for the open cycle, part of the fluid is expelled by another conduct. We can have a single shaft, like the one in the car, or you can have a gearbox. Yeah, a system of gears that are using electromagnetic conditions, and we throw it outside of the engine. And this person here, it's Konstantin Edvard Tsiolkovsky, and he is the father of the modern rockets. He developed this formula or this equation in which we consider a delta V, a change on velocity that is related with the mass of the rocket, and with this delta V, we can know how many liters of oxidant and fuel you need to reach a certain altitude, a certain orbit. For example, if you want to be in a LEO, low Earth orbit, you are going to need a specific delta V. If you want to go to Mars, you need a specific delta V. And with this, you need to consider the C effective, that is the effective velocity, that it's a main parameter to design a rocket. And then we have here, for example, ISP, that is just another measure to see how good is our engine. And we have already saw the thrust equation. And well, this is the way in which we get to some other characteristic values that we can use to define all the propulsion. We have, for example, here the effective velocity that just depends on the thrust and on the mass flow. And for example, also on the ISP, this measure to weigh the efficiency and the gravity field. And also C star and CF that are just coefficients to analyze our engine. So for example, those are parameters of design of every single engine, and you can modify, for example, the area at the exit of your nozzle, or you can, for example, modify the quantity of fuel that you are going to burn in your combustion chamber, and then it's expelled to the nozzle. And a lot of more equations, and as you can see, are not so complicated, are just square roots, multiplications, divisions, and that's it. We don't use, for example, in this part, differential equations or something pretty complicated. No, it's something very useful. And if you have time and you take a book and start reading, you can get all this information, and maybe you can have your theoretical engine, and you may start working on software to start developing your own designs. And it's something very easy to apply. Yeah, not so complicated for you. But something that you need to have in mind is that space propulsion, it's something very critical. So you must avoid to start igniting things in your house, to to take fuels and turn it or start a combustion there. You can't do that. You need to be in a safe place. Yeah. And with this, I want to finish my talk. If you have any doubts, I am here to hear it and try to answer it. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alejandro. It has been amazing. We met a lot of new things related on space and related specifically of all the engines that are included in the rocket. And I think that many of these guys has this like like awesome to all these kind of things that are different from that we know. So guys, in this moment we will start like so fast the question and answer session. So if some of you have any question regarding the content of the conference that Mr. Alejandro has shared with us, please just raise your hand and open your microphone, and we can start making this question. Or if you want, because you are shy, you can write it in the chat and we will like talk about it and check it, and Mr. Alejandro will answer. So please, if you have any question, any comment, if you have just like something to say, perfect. So
Do rocket affect the quality of environment? Thank you. Thank you.
Oh yeah, the environment it's pretty well. It's something that really affects the rocket because depending on the altitude, the pressure, the temperature, everything is going to change there. You can have more drag, or the combustion is not going to be in the way that you work in the simulation. Everything is going to change, and the environment is a key factor that you need to consider when you are launching a rocket. For example, when we have these launches from Cape Canaveral in United States or Baikonur in Russia, we see that they have, for example, a window, and in this window, they have the optimal condition for the launch. If they miss this window, they don't launch the system. And it's very important because here we have all the environmental conditions that are outside, and also we have the specific orbits of the targets that they want to reach. So that was a pretty amazing question.
Thank you.
somebody else that wants to share something, ask some question. It's your time, my dears. Please go ahead. The Indonesian project number 03. Could you open your microphone, please?
Okay, thank you for the wonderful presentation. Let me ask one question. So, how can we make sure to um, how can we make sure the design are properly made? And is there any standard to understand before we make a prototype design to make a rocket? Okay, that's
Okay.
our question. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. That's a very good question, and it's going to help you even if you are not working in the aerospace area. There are standards that you need to follow, and there is a very good book that is called Systems Engineer. That is a handbook, a manual in which you get all the main things that you need to follow to get an functional and well-made and this thing can be used in any field. So, for example, some of the car manufacturers use this kind of way to work on projects, like a project management that is called engineering systems, and you can use it in any of your projects. And also here in rocketry and aerospace engineering, you cannot be sure that your design is 100% functional, but you have so many tools that you can use even from the administrative point of view, and also you can use software to simulate all the conditions. So, for example, you can develop a code to check if your combustion is getting right but it's uh, very expensive in the thing that you need a lot of computer and a lot of processing there, but you can do it in that way. And also you have an iterative way of doing your project. So here we have a lot of testing also. We have testing of every single component, and then we can mix it together. And if they pass every single step, system is going to be functional. Maybe you don't have this 100% certainty that is going to work all the times, but maybe 99%.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Alejandro. So, my dears, okay, perfect. So, could you open your microphone, my dears?
Well, thanks for your explanation at first. So, rocket technology is very interesting. Could you give us more description on rocket modeling? When I want to put my own rocket in my backyard, such as what rocket, what are variables that need to be calculated or prioritized in order to have strong rocket combustion and it can travel farther distance? That's all from me. Thanks.
I'm not sure if Alejandro hear all the question. I really have problems with the sound. Do you hear it well, Alejandro, or do you want that
No,
he
I had
repeat it?
exactly the same problem.
Okay.
Yeah, could
Could
you
you,
repeat
my
it,
dears?
please?
Yeah. Could you, my dear? Could you put your close to the microphone as much as possible, and to repeat the questions, please, one by one, just to have it clear.
Can you hear me? Okay, so rocket technology is very interesting. Could you give us more description on rocket modeling? When I want to build my own rocket in my backyard, such as water rocket, what are variables that need to be calculated or prioritized in order to have strong rocket combustion and it can travel farther distance?
Okay, just to confirm if I get well your question. The first one is to get more a detail about the design of rocket, and the second one is what kind and what are the main characteristic of the main factors that should be designed or taken in consideration to make a design in the combustion. Is it right?
Yes, madam, it's right.
Perfect. So these are the two questions, my dear.
Okay, nice. And another amazing question. Yeah, well, there are a lot of considerations when you are creating a rocket engine and also a rocket. So, for example, if you want to create a rocket for your own, there are several guides and several systems that you need to follow in order to get a good design iteration. But to start, you begin working with the main formulas that I showed you. You need to know what is your main target, what are your requirements of your system, and when you have that, you proceed working on all the formulas. Then you simulate a lot of those aspects, and when you finish simulating all those aspects and it's in an iterative way, you start manufacturing the rocket, and then you analyze all the systems there. For example, the combustion chamber, if there is a problem, you need to redesign it and make it functional. And for example, if you want to have one on your own, for example, a water one, you can construct a water rocket in your backyard. You can do it, and it's exactly the same procedure. You analyze all the components. You say, I want to have my rocket in an altitude of 300 meters. And then you start analyzing the delta B that you need for that altitude. And then you are going to be sure that the amount of particles of water and the pressure that you are going to get in the combustion chamber, it's going to be enough to get you to that system. They are more interesting things because there are some organizations that provide some engines for amateurs. And for example, as a kid, you can work in a project with that in a very controlled and secure way. But you need to analyze all the components, like I told you previously. And if, for example, you want to have a more efficient rocket, you need to work with this equation in which you want to expel more particles, and you can modify the velocity by increasing the temperature in the combustion chamber, or to minimize the molecular weight of your particles. So you use a lighter propellant there. I hope that I answered your question.
Okay, thank you so much. I think that it is a lot of things to think about the type of fuel, the type of material that you will use to build the rocket, about the propulsion and many things. So I think that it's amazing that hearing all of you like thinking to how to create and design a rocket. It's amazing. Well, I don't know if there is another question, the last one, because we are like running out of time. Okay, perfect. And after that, we will close the activity. So please open your microphone, my dear.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for give us chance to ask questions. So we have a little problem when we doing our research. Before we make a research, certainly we have to read the journal that conducted in the past to choose the theory that related to our subject, right? Based on your experience, could you explain to us how to choose the theory easily that should we use to be our base on our research? Thank you.
Okay, well, when you are developing your project and gathering all the information, one key factor is to look in the right sources. Maybe you can have access to a scientific database there in the school in which you are. And for example, you can look for papers, maybe not in books, but maybe papers. And here you can look for the specific topic that you are searching on. And when you get the paper, I recommend you two things. First one, read the resume of the resume, sorry, of the paper, and then go to the conclusions before reading the content. If this thing is related with the thing that you are looking, this is going to be very useful to your development. If it has no impact in what you are doing, just throw it away and don't use it for your investigation. This is what I can recommend you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Ali. And the last one, my dears, because we need to close. Please, could you open your microphone, the project ID EN09, please?
Okay, well, we have so many different rockets because we have different kinds of missions. So maybe you want to put an astronaut in the International Space Station. So you need a specific rocket. You want to put a satellite in an orbit of 3,600 kilometers. So you need a even powerful rocket, or you want, for example, go to the moon or go to Mars. So you need a bigger rocket with a much better efficiency, or maybe to efficiency to work in the space. So you are going to change your design. Maybe you can have another kind of propulsion. For example, there's like this thermal propulsion in which you can have a mini reactor in your satellite, and it's going to last maybe 30 years flying in the space. So it depends a lot on the mission that you are using. So if you are going to put an astronaut, it's going to be maybe you need lower fuel, but if you want to go to the moon or to Mars, you need a much more powerful system. So it depends on the mission.
And also, I think that it's about cost and about economics, because I think that as much money you have to invest or to invest in the project, maybe you can have a better materials developed, or have a better conditions. And for all the others that do not have a lot of money, maybe they need to take a like creativity with the materials that they have. So well, we again wants to thank Mr. Alejandro Hernandez for developing this amazing and incredible and outstanding conference. All our audience has been so motivated, so passionate with the topic. So thank you so much, Ale, for being part of this Expo Science Mexico, and for starting this first conference or first cycle of conference for our participants in English mode. So thank you so much. And thank you to all of you, my dears, for being part of this conference. I want to invite you to go to the next link for being part of the presentations that all of you have to we will see all of your projects, and you will have 5 minutes to present your projects. So thank you so much. We will start in 2, 5, or 3 minutes. So thank you to everybody, and see you in the next activity. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Ini ditutup linknya.
Bye.
Ciao, everyone.
session will be uploaded in our YouTube and Facebook channel of La Red Mex, that is the name of our organization, and all of you will have access, and all your family, your friends, and also your own schools could be like checking this material. So this is not part of the judging. I need to say it again. The judging has already closed. We already are making all the counting and making all the things related on the who are the winners. But this activity, the main purpose is to give you a space of expression, and that many more people can know what are you doing in your places. So just to let you know, I will start recording this session, and I will give the floor to my friend Elizabeth, that is a part of the team. And Ellie will be the moderator of this roundtable. She will give you the welcome words, and also she will start mentioning the name of the project and also the country. As soon as she finish the name of the participants that correspond this project, please open your microphone and you can start the session explaining your project. So just before that, I would like to take a checklist of all the people that are in this moment in the meeting, in order to know if everybody is here or if we are missing someone. So Liz, could you start checking this list of projects, please, before starting?
Yeah, well, hi everyone. First, I'm going to mention the projects, and then you please turn on your microphones and your cameras, and you say like, hey, you can introduce yourself or something, brief presentation or something, just to know you, right? Well, the first project is application of zone-based linear binary pattern extreme learning machine.
We are here. We are already present, all of my team.
Yeah, please.
Oh, we shall start presentation right now.
No, my dear.
No.
Just when we need to know that all of you are here in the meeting, and if you want to say your name, will be amazing. Just to know between us.
Okay, so my name is Nadira Berliana Siriel.
Welcome, Nadira.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Then the next one is Culex VPNs and the mosquito spray formulation. I think it's not here. Well, the next is using elephant dung and rice chaff as a mixture of mechanical brink and making characteristics. Is here. Hi.
My dear, could you repeat your names, my dear? So sorry, because you are a little far from the microphone, so it's like a making sounds. Just to confirm, Nadira and Zulfa? Again, could you repeat it, please? So sorry. Indira. Okay, Indira. That's it. I'm a little deaf, so sorry. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much and welcome. Eli, could you say the next one, please? A little louder, please.
Yeah, the next one is Jennifer innovating micro hydro tobacco household scale.
Yes, we are here. So I'm Alfat,
I'm Devi. I'm Ita.
and we are from Mansatu Jombang, East Java, Indonesia. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, my guys, and welcome. Welcome to the three of you.
Thank you. The next one is identification of mangrove diversity and little trees.
Yes, we are here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, thank you.
So my
Well,
name is Chika Nabila, and this is Farinta Adelia, and this one is Sarah Dwilugin.
Again, my dears, I think that I'm so old and I'm a little deaf, but I can understand a little bit your names. Could you repeat it, my dear, a little bit closer to the microphone? Would be better.
Okay, so my name is Chika Nabila. She is
Chika.
Farinta Adelia, and this one is Sarah Dwilugin. And we are from Islamic Senior High School 1 Banyangi, Indonesia.
Perfect. Thank you so much, girls, and welcome to all of you.
Yeah.
yeah, thank you. Welcome. And the next project is acquisition of local knowledge of medicinal plants typical of the Putri tribe.
We are here. I'm JJ, I'm Jiwa, and I'm Ama.
Thank you.
Dia,
Welcome.
well, could you repeat the names? I'm trying, really trying to understand so fast, but it's so different, my dears.
Yeah. My name is JJ. My name is Jiwa,
DJ?
and my name is Ama.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, my dears. Welcome.
Thank you. The next project is the increasing levels of vitamin C. I don't know, it's
We are here. Loh. We are here. My name Melly. My name Aya. We are from MTSN 1 Kediri.
thank you.
Thank you so much, my dears. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, the next project is antioxidant tea from jamblang leaves.
Could you repeat it, my dear? Because somebody is getting into the meeting, so maybe it's part of it.
Yeah, the next project is antioxidant tea from jamblang leaves as hepatoprotective agent for liver diseases. I don't know if it's here. I guess no.
Okay, and the next one?
The next one is creating a program designed for adolescents suffering with bipolar disorders. I guess.
Okay, next one.
And the next one is face-to-face therapy for children with special necessities.
Yes.
Okay. Right, my dear. Could you give us or introduce yourself, my dear?
I'm Talita, and my teammates Aida
Amazing.
and Liki from Lazardi Senior High School.
Great. Thank you so much. And I think that somebody is joining us in this moment. Is the project ID EN02. Maybe you have it in your database, Ellie, please. Could you just repeat the name of this project if in the case that it is not mentioned before?
Yeah. The project is called Expipients Anti-Mosquito Spray Formulation. It's here.
For the project ID EN02, could you open your microphone and your camera and introduce yourself, just the name of your participants, please?
Okay, am I audible here?
Good. Just your name, my dear.
Okay. Our name. So in here we what is the my name is Putri and my friend is Kinaila and this Kawulan Sagita. And here our title of our research is
No, don't worry, my dear. The idea is just it's just like a checklist of all the people that is in the meeting. So we are not starting yet. Just we need to know who are in the meeting and who is missing. So in this moment you are part of it, and I think that we are late, so we need to start ASAP. So Ellie, if you are ready, I will start recording in order that you can give the welcome message and just start making the recording. In this moment, I will turn off your microphones, but I will ask you really to open your camera, because all the people that will present wants to see you and see the people that is looking and checking the presentation. So I will start recording in order to make the presentations. After all, after I start the recording, Ellie will start the welcome message really short and introduce the first project to start. So give me a second. I will let you know. 5, 4, 3. It's a go.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to ExpoScience from here, Durango, 2021. We appreciate to have you here in this virtual new modality. We have loved to see you face to face, but we already know the current situation. Anyway, we hope to have you here face to face. And well, the next time, right? So we're going to start with the participations, and I would like to introduce to the first project, that is called Application of Zone-Based Linear Binary Pattern and Extreme Learning Machine in MAOS App 2.0. Effort of schizophrenia early detection through dermatoglyphic analysis. Please go.
Okay, hi. Okay, could I start our presentation? Okay, wait. Wait. Oh, man. Sorry. Okay. Is it can be seen clearly?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thanks for the time. Now I will start our team presentation. Okay, schizophrenia is a chronic and severe mental disorder and characterized with psychotic experiences, include hallucination and delusions, and it also can cause disability and may affect educational and occupational performance. Not also that, people with schizophrenia...
Sorry to interrupt you, my dear.
Okay.
It's because this is not in a presenting mode. It's just you are not changing the slides. So if you want to start again, just because we see, but it is not changing. So maybe it's manually. You can change it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you can continue.
Okay. The lack of access to mental health services make this case such an important issue, and it is including the diagnosis of schizophrenia that are limited with conventional methods that nowadays commonly used, which are interview and observation methods. But this method requires the appearance of symptoms, and it can be caused delayed of diagnosis. Another way that can be done is to use CT scan, and MRI, where with this method can be seen the abnormalities from brain schizophrenics. Even so, this method is very expensive, especially in Indonesia and the surrounding developing countries, so that this method cannot be reached by many people. Besides, CT scan and MRI increase the potential for cancer caused by radiation from this tool. And from that problem, we are looking for the alternative method, and we found that abnormalities from the brain that expressed in MRI imaging caused by prenatal brain injury, where it occurs in the second trimester of pregnancy, which has the same time with the development of dermatoglyphic. In addition, it is known that dermatoglyphic and brain share the same ectodermal source, so it is assumed that if there is a damage to the brain, there will be damage to the fingers. This is confirmed by the preliminary research we have done, where we find the significance of fingerprint difference up to 97 and 99%. So in this year, we implementing our concern in the making of Mouse App 2.0, a novel application using zone-based linear binary pattern and active learning machine analysis to be an early detection for schizophrenia.
10, 11, or even combined pattern. Next. For the classification, we're using extreme learning machine, which is a feed-forward artificial neural network with one hidden layer, or better known as single hidden layer feed-forward neural network, which determines bias and input weights randomly. This results in this method having a high accuracy, less human intervention, and fast learning speed, which is suitable for our application for real-time processing. The steps in using ELM include random weight and bias initialization, data training, and also data testing.
We use several variations to find the highest accuracy can be produced, such as binary pattern use, percentage of data trained, and the number of hidden neurons. Highest accuracy can reach our 72.92%, and the precision reach are about 75.83%. This number can be concluded as accurate, where most journals about fingerprint classification using extreme learning machine reach accuracy in the range of 60% until 74.28%. Well then, how the Mouse app works as an early detection? Next. Firstly, if you don't have the account, you need to do the register by putting your email number, identification number, and password. After that, you can use Mouse app for classification. How do we start using classification? First, you input the fingerprint scanner to the application so that it will connect, and then app will show the list of finger skin to scan. After it's ready, put your finger to the fingerprint scanner to take the imaging of fingerprint image. After that, the machine will process the fingerprint image using zone-based linear binary pattern and extreme learning machine and print out the classification, which is either normal or schizophrenic. For schizophrenic patient, we have the special option of virtual IDO, which consists of things that you need to do if you are early diagnosed as schizophrenic. Thus, it is hoped that with Mouse, the prevalence of schizophrenia in Indonesia can decrease and sufferers can have a better quality of life.
Okay, thank you. That's all from us.
Thank you so much for your participation, your presentation. Well, then we're going to go with the next project. So the next one is Colex PPN's anti-mosquito spray formulation contains ethanol extract of Vatican kibo leaves. Please go ahead.
All right. Let me share our PowerPoint first. All right. Am I audible here? Am I audible?
Yeah, you're right. You can start. Just remember that the presentation is not in a presenting mode. You can press F5 or like checking by manually changing the slides as you wish.
Okay. Okay. Hello, judges. Well, actually, it is night here. There must be morning, right? So today we would like to present our research. So the title of our research is Collect PPN Anti-Mosquito Spray Formulation Contain Ethanol Extract of Vatican kibo leaves. The presence of the Collecpipian mosquito is a problem for humans because they are ectoplasmic and sucking human blood at night. So that Collecpipian can be vector of various diseases. One of them is filariasis. Then, to overcome this problem, human creates the chemical insect repellent. However, these chemical repellent are feared to harm non-target organisms and humans because of the content within them. Therefore, we had to find out something that could be used as a repellent, but that is natural and does not harm to non-target organisms and humans. And we found Patikan kebo. Patikan kebo is a weed plant that is often considered to be deception. Patikan kebo live in humid and crisp soil. The stems are brownish green and has a sap. The leaves are green with jagged edges. Then, the focus of our research is optimize formulation of Patikan kebo leaves ethanol extract to effectively become Collecpipian anti-mosquito spray repellent. Well, the purpose is to find out the optimal formulation of Patikan kebo leaves ethanol extract for effectively become Collecpipian anti-mosquito spray repellent. Why we choose Patikan kebo leaves than the other leaves? According to the result of research conducted by Grace Mareta, it was concluded that the extract of Patikan kebo leaves can be an opposite mosquito Aedes aegypti with an extra concentration of 0.125% to 1%, and also the effect of alkaloid compound that contained in Patikan kebo.
Okay, next for the method. The first method that we use is extractions. For extraction, we use macerations method with 3 different formula ratio, namely 1:5, 3:20, and 1:10. And the immersion process in macerations aims to attract active compound present in material and precipitate unnecessary substance. And the second is spray formulations. In here, we use 3 formulas with different simplicity level of Patikan kebo to test the effect of the extractions. And for the materials, we have Simplicia Patikan kebo, propylene glycol, carbopol 914 carbomer, Aquades, twin 18, essential chamomile. And for the tools, we use Becker glass, stirring rod, measuring tube, digital balance sheet, glass funnel, and spray bottle. And the procedure, the first is the homogenization process of 10 milli Simplicia for formula 1, 2, and 3 with 10 milli propylene glycol using Becker glass and stirred using a stirred rod. And the second, the homogenization process of 0.05 grams or carbopol 940 with 40 milli of Aquades using the Becker glass and stir it. And the third makes homogeneous result 1 and 2 into a Becker glass and 4 drops of twin 18 and 1 essential drop of chamomile. And the last, put the spray formulation solution into a 60 milli spray bottle.
Okay, the third is treatment test. So for treatment test, we prepare one acrylic box. I've been measuring 40 cross 10 centimeter and then insert the 20 live mosquitoes of different sizes into it. Next, the open part of the box is covered with a backcloth and tied with rubber. From this part of the backcloth, the initial spraying will be done. For 10 centimeters of this long section, the box is labeled like a bulkhead for Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, and Zone 4. This is done with the aim of qualitatively observing the number of mosquitoes that train, die, and live mosquitoes remaining, and analyze the tendency of mosquitoes to stay away from Zone 1, which is close to the black clouds at the time of treatment, which basically mosquitoes have a high appeal to the black color. This data analysis technique with observation is done within 120 minutes and 3 cross 40-minute diffusion. So for every 40 minutes, the movement of mosquitoes will be observed. Well, how about the result? From the result of observation with treatment test in each different formula, the result for data analysis are obtained as follows. Formula 1, formula with Simplicia containing the highest level of Patikan kebo or 1:5 ratio, result mosquito that will a percentage of 90% on observation in the third 40 minutes, or the spell hour there are total of 18 dead mosquitoes of 20 mosquitoes as samples. So that, based on the result of research that has been done, it can be concluded that ethanol extract of Patikan kebo leaves can be used as an anti-mosquito spray. Alkaloid compounds contained in Patikan kebo, despite their weak status, can be toxic to mosquitoes. This is the reference we use to base our research on. Of course, we read a variety of journals to filter the information about many things of the research. I think this is the end of our talking. Thank you very much for your precious attention. So, okay, and see you.
Well, thank you so much for your interesting presentation. And now we will move to the next project from Indonesia also. It is titled Using Elephant Dung and Rice Chaff as a Mixture of Mechanical Ring Making Characteristics. Please. I'm sorry, your microphone is not working well, I think. Can you turn off and then you turn on again, please?
My dears, just sorry. It's because you have a beep. There is a beep in your place. It's like a making so bad sounding. Could you turn off your microphone, please? Turn on. Turn off. Turn off. No, it's because there is no microphone. There is another application. Open the microphone. So the camera that is focusing you is another lab. Yeah, I can hear you well, my dear, but the point is the camera that is taking your image is another computer. Okay, I need that you turn off the microphone of this computer. That's amazing. That's good. That's it. It's in this moment it's right. So you can start, my dears. No, 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 no. Turn off, turn off, turn off. Or yeah, you need to silence the that's a good. Yeah, you can go. You can go ahead. Now in this moment it's not a beep. Oh. Okay, please. I'm still no, don't worry. I'm still hearing this sound. It's like a beep. It's like beep, and it is really, really hurting the earring. So I don't know if you can close all of the microphones that will not use it. This one is not. It's not good. But could you? I think that it's the computer that is like giving them the image of both of you that is outside of this computer that you are using. Somebody is taking the image, right? In front of you. There is no other computer? There is no other computer? And in front of you, far away from you, there is no other one? Okay, perfect. Okay, this camera is a cell phone or something like that? The camera is a cell phone? Okay. No, it's the beep is really bad, my dears. Just let me explain you again. You have your computer close to you. That's good. In front of you, you put a camera, right? This camera is a cell phone? Is this a cell phone in this camera, or is a camera like a shooting camera? What? Sorry, I don't understand. It's because there is a beep, my dear, and we will not listen you very well. So we need that somebody, if it's somebody close to you, you need to turn off the microphones of the devices that will not use. No, this microphone is good. Okay, perfect. That's it. So you can start in this moment. The time is running in this moment, please. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. You can start.
Thank you so much for your interesting presentation. Well, then we will move to the next project from Indonesia also, and it is called Genevieve Innovating Micro Hydro to Backup Household Scale Renewable Electricity and Filtration into Clean Water using Rainwater. Please go ahead.
Okay, let me present my screen. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. So let us start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Indonesian Meteorological, Climatological, and Geophysical Agency works Indonesian in December 2021 through January 2022. That rainfall falls into high level. So, the honorable judges, thank you for the great opportunity. So, can you imagine how you feel in the drought today situation? It must be difficult to get through. And here we are presenting Genevieve, innovating microhydro to back up household scale renewable electricity and filtration into clean water using rainwater. I'm Alpha with Debbie and Ita as my partners, and we are from Satu Jombang, East Java, Indonesia.
Indonesia is a tropical country with rainy and dry seasons. This long rainy season makes the water of wages, and we are trying to use the rainwater optimally. For example, what just happened in Mandalika as a resident in Lomba Island, Indonesia. There was heavy rain and it caused flooding. The rest stopped because of that. It's proof that the rain in Indonesia is high. Lack of fresh water is common in Indonesia. Flooding also reduces the supply of fresh water. Therefore, we need innovation to fulfill the lack of fresh water in both rainy and dry seasons. In Indonesia, electricity cables still use poles at risk of being struck by lightning and cut off by fallen trees in the rainy seasons. This often causes power blackouts. Thus, the community does not have electricity and water resources to use.
Therefore, we have an idea to innovate new technologies that can generate electricity by utilizing rainwater as a solution to these problems. And the tool is called generator and filtration, or for short, Genefil. Genefil is a rainwater power plant that has the ability to purify water. And this innovation can help to fulfill secondary household needs, including washing, bathing, and cleaning. We assume that Genefil can generate 7 watts of electricity and water resource with a neutral pH by using 2 control variables on the pipe diameter. The rainwater is collected in the rainwater storage at a minimum height of 6 meters. Then the water flows to the turbine hydroelectric generator through a pipe with a diameter of 2 centimeters. The turbine will generate electricity and be stored in an IQ through a wire. After that, the water will be filtered on a filtration system and stored in a clean water storage.
And for benefit, give insight into the development of new electricity by employing rainwater and hydroelectric plant. Genefil could be a solution to develop and distribute to the society. If every household of this can lower the risk of lack water and get an electrical backup when something happens. Data collection of techniques on this research include the following slide.
So based on the calculation from the table and the chart above, the higher the rainfalls, the faster the water replenishing time will be. The height and diameter size of the pipe affect the power generated by Genefil. We are doing research using 2 variables, and the best results are in variable 1, which is using a 6-meter pipe with a diameter of 2 centimeters. The power result generated by Genefil is 6.77 watts.
Here is the conclusion. The study is an advanced engineering study that has catalyzed the addition of system building method as a backup system. This genetic system uses the pony system to compress the water use. The system uses hydroelectrical generators, which are environmental friendly, so that not to create any remaining material. It is operation. And the last, the refill of filtration water, so that water is furnished back into the secondary water. Geneva has a simple system, but it has a great benefit to daily life. It can produce two results at once. We hope this small effort can help water distribution and power communities not only in Indonesia, but also in other countries such as in Central Africa. This is our references.
And that's our presentation. We have tried our best. Thank you for your attention. Never hesitate to give us any suggestion. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much for your amazing presentation.
Thank you.
Well, we will move to the next project from Indonesia. And the next project is identification of mangrove diversity and litter threats in Pampang Bay. Please.
Can you hear my voice clearly? Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yeah, we can hear you. If you could
Okay.
close to the microphone, please.
Yeah, the
Okay,
idea
wait
is
a
that
minute.
if you can be closer to the microphone, my dears, will be better. Just to confirm, the presentation that in this moment we are seeing is the one from you, IDMA01?
No, it's not from us. It's from
Okay.
IDCI03.
Correct. IDC1 CA03. Could you stop sharing your screen, my dears, please?
Can you see our PowerPoint?
It's in process, my dear. In this moment, it's already. So you can start.
Okay, so hello everyone. Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. I'm Tika Nabila with my partners are Farinta Adelia and Sarah Dwilgin. We are from IDM 801 from Islamic Senior High School, One Banyani, Indonesia. So guys, our title is Identification of Mangrove Diversity and Litter Threats in Pampang Bay. Mangrove have an important role for the surrounding environment. Mangrove can help reduce abrasion, so we must pay attention to every factor that affects mangrove, one of which is litter. In previous studies from 1950 to 2015, the amount of litter increased up to 190 times, where the litter came from the mainland. Another role of mangrove is to profit, bringing growth for several animals and play a role in the hydrological system of watershed and the hydrological cycle of coastal flow and is also able to produce oxygen after carbon dioxide and store carbon. So, that if there's no mangrove, it can increase Indonesian and international carbon emissions. And also, UV rays are no longer filtered, causing an increase in temperature and extreme climate change globally. All of this layer is located in the creek, which will be affected to be mangrove and affect the health of the mangrove. And our focus is on the diversity of mangrove in Pampang Bay and the threat of litter in the area. So guys, we divide our location into two areas, creek flow 1 and creek flow 2, where the creek flow 1 is divided into 9 plots and the area is larger than creek flow 2, while creek flow 2 is divided into 5 plots. From these two creek flows, we found 12 species of mangrove plants. We divide the creek flow into two in order to compare the results between creek flow 1, which is on the coast, and creek flow 2, which is deeper in the mangrove area. And these are the 12 types of mangrove that we found in Pang Bay. As for the effect of mangrove plant species on environmental pollution, for example, in the type of Acanthus illicifolius, previous journals explained that if there is such a species in that environmental location, the environment is so pollution. In this study, the percentage of the graph is relative and absolute. Absolute graph is used to measure the weight of the leader in the mangrove area, while the relative graph is used to measure the species in the mangrove area. So, the conclusion that we get from this research are, we found 12 types of mangrove, which is an increase because in previous studies there were 8 types of mangrove in Pang Bay, and in this study we found 12 species. And then we found that leaders in mangrove had an effect on the surrounding environment, both biotic and abiotic, with the discovery of several types of gastropod, abnormal growth of mangrove trees to sedimented litter. In addition, we hope that this research in the future can provide benefits in the form of increasing public awareness and also all of us to mangrove, considering how important the role of mangrove is to our survival. Therefore, this research is important. And this is our references that we use and being the base of our research. That's all from our presentation. For every imperfectly in our presentation, please give us forgiven. And for our next research development, provide us with your blessing and guidance. Thanks for your kind attention, and bye-bye.
Thank you so much for your interesting participation. Well, then we will move to the next project that is called Acquisition of Local Knowledge of Medicinal Plants, typical of the body trip, rogue and reapplication development from Indonesia, please.
Yes, we are here. Yes, we hear.
Thank you. Can you start with your presentation, please?
Can you see our present?
Yeah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Committee of the Virtual ExpoCiencias Mexico 2021. We are Kedua Junior High School students from Indonesia. Let's introduce ourselves. My name is Zaiza Azra Afifa, you can call me JJ.
My name is Sinjatan Jamila, you can call me Chiwa.
My name is Almay Fadila, you can call me Alma. We will present the result of our research in the title, Acquisition of Local Knowledge of Medicinal Plants Typical of the Baduy Tribe Through Android Application Development. Do you know about Baduy? Baduy is a tribal community located in Lebak Regency, Banten Province, Indonesia. As indigenous people, Baduy still adhering to the values of natural conception. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that almost the whole world identified a pandemic nowadays, but there's no COVID-19 case identified in Baduy. Ecological aspect is one of the strategies used by Baduy community to maintain their health and well-being. One of the ecological aspects is medicinal plants. Many plants are used as alternative medicine by Baduy community. At least there are 47 plants that has been proven to be efficacious. Ladies and gentlemen, with the rapid technological development, we conducted a study to create an application. We tried to acquire Baduy medicinal plants into an application, with the aim of making it easier for the wider community to know the benefits of various Baduy medicinal plants.
Research purpose. The purpose is research is that we want to be able to carry out inventory by acquiring local knowledge of medicinal plants typical of the Baduy tribe through Android and of education and
We use research and development as the research methods. There are 4 research steps to create Android application. The first is Secondary data inventory. The second is field inventory. The third is application development, and the last is application test. We get the data from primary and secondary data source. The primary data source was taken from direct observation toward medicinal plant in Baduy and interview about the function of the plant. The secondary data was taken from journal and scientific article. Next, result and discussion. Talking about the result and discussion of this research, there are some points that we will highlight, so I will explain about Android application development. We made the application through the MIT App Inventor. The first is to understand the algorithms. So in this stage, we make the initial design, define background and button. Next, set the toolbar on the previous screen so that it can be connected to the next screen. Then make the design and menus or feature in the application. There are catalogs, vlogs, websites, and profile. Define a background and logo, add button, and set toolbars. Then create a special catalog that contains a database of medicinal plants typical of the Baduy tribe. Define a background, include button, and set toolbars. The next stage is managed in such a way. On the previous screen, there are several types of medicinal plants. On the next screen, we'll explain details about these medicinal plants. The next step is to make a flow feature. Specify a background, include a button name video 1 to video 5. Then set the toolbar button video 1 to video 5 to connect to YouTube. At least add a scientific article or website feature. We simply include a web viewer and upload the article on Google Drive. Then set the toolbar to link to scientific article. The display feature of traditional medicine of Baduy including the first feature is the main menu or home page, which is the first display the application is done. The second feature is the main menu. On the main menu page, there are 4 menu options, namely catalog, vlog, website, and profile. The third feature is the catalog. On the catalog page, there are several list plans of medicinal plants in Baduy, which are accompanied by names, photos, and description of these plants. The fourth feature is the vlogs. On this page, there is a video that has been linked to YouTube, which introduces medicinal plants to the Baduy tribe. The fifth feature is the journal website. This page is connected to scientific journal about medicinal in the Baduy tribe. And the last feature is the profile creator. This page is the name of the school and the principal.
Testing and potential sustainability of the application. We tested the application to the teacher and student, and we got information about the application through interview to both teacher and student. Next, conclusion. The conclusion of this research is the various types of medicinal plants in the Baduy tribe and the benefits for the Baduy people are a source of local wealth that needs to be informed so that the wider community understand it.
We would like to express our gratitude to the virtual ExpoCiencias Mexico 2021, so we can participating in this event. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your interesting presentation. Well, now we will move to the next project. It is also from Indonesia and is the increasing levels of vitamin C and by adding more leaves in temper fermentation nugget raw material. Please.
Oke, pencet search.
Search drive.
Iya.
Itu diklik gambarnya share. Lalu
Oke. Okay. Good morning, honorable judges. First of all, thank you for the time. Thank you for the time you have given us. I feel great to see you all. Let me introduce myself and my partner. I am Malika Najah Zahra and my partner is Ataya Humaira. We are from MTSN 1 Kediri. In this presentation, we will discuss about the increasing level of vitamin C and Viro by adding moringa leaves in tempe, fermentation nugget raw material. So, do you know tempe? Tempe is typical Indonesian food which is made from Indonesian for soybeans serve a side dish of Indonesian main food, namely rice. It can be also eaten as snack, crispy potatoes, and chicken nugget. The taste is delicious. One way that can be done to prevent anemia in adolescent girls is to consume vitamin C and Viro from tempeh. Previous research stated that tempeh can be a source of food to anticipate the incidence of anemia because it can increase the hemoglobin level of adolescents. However, although tempeh has a high ferron content and is proven to be able to increase hemoglobin levels, the vitamin C content in tempeh is still relatively low. Based on data from U.S. Department of Agriculture 2021, vitamin C levels in tempeh are 0 mg per 100 mg. The research shows that the content of vitamin C need to be increased with the innovation, namely the addition of moringa leaves. Moringa leaves, also called the miracle leaves, is content 27% protein and they are rich in vitamin C, vitamin A, calcium, ferro, phosphor, and zinc. With the addition of moringa leaves in tempeh, it is hoped that it will increase vitamin C levels in tempeh. Tempeh with the addition of moringa leaves is then processed into moringa tempeh nugget. And this is
the test level of vitamin C in moringa nugget is by using the iodometric method. This research was conducted experimentally by comparing the manufacture of tempeh nugget without addition or control experiment, and with the addition of moringa leaf in tempeh fermentation or experimental experiment, as much as 10%, 20%, and 30%. This study is a completely randomized design, CRT with control and 3 addition as follows. The lowest addition level of moringa leaf treatment 0 is 0% moringa leaf addition control, and the highest addition leaf or moringa leaf treatment 3 is addition of 30% moringa leaf. Result of ferro and vitamin C test. The result of the average test showed that vitamin C level in moringa tempeh nugget increased with the addition of moringa leaf. This can be seen in the following table. It can be concluded that the highest average test level is vitamin C test, namely treatment 3 of 45.46667. Although tempeh is a cheap traditional food, the addition of moringa leaf will add to the nutritional value of tempeh.
We can call it the miracle food. Hopefully, this research is useful for preventing anemia in adolescent girls. Okay, this is our presentation. Thank you for paying attention. Okay.
Thank you so much. It was an amazing presentation. And then
Thank you.
we will move to the next project. And I would like to know if the project antioxidant from Jamlan Lips, it's here. I guess no. Well, then the project creating a program designed for adolescents suffering with bipolar disorders is here. No,
Yes,
you're
please.
right. Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay,
bipolar
go.
disorder.
Give me a second. Well, now we will move to the next project from Indonesia. It is titled Creating a Program Designed for Adolescents Suffering with Bipolar Disorders in Pandemic Situation. Please, you can start.
Hello, everybody. I'm Haidar Ali from Lazuardi Global Combination School, and we are going to present our research result about creating a program designed for adolescents with bipolar disorder and pandemic situation. Our background was bipolar sufferers are increasing dramatically every year. Drugs and therapy are common practice to help cure mental illness. Many problems and new roles have emerged because of the pandemic. No alternative way to help adolescents with bipolar. Cheaper cost, less drug use, and hopefully more economical. Our, our research purpose was to help adolescents who suffer from bipolar disorder more cost effective, more efficient, and less use of drugs. Bipolar disorder is mental disorder characterized by drastic emotional change. Adolescents or teenagers are people between the age of 13 and 19 are enrolled according to a plan or schedule which provide computer or other machine with coded instruction for the automatic performance of a task.
Methodology. Research design. First, the research methods. In this study, the others used qualitative research or experimental and survey methods. And next, research location. This research was conducted at Perumahan Jalan Raya Bina Marga, nomor 115 RT 04 RW 11, Baranang Siang, Kecamatan Bogor Timur, Kota Bogor, Jawa Barat 16143. The procedure. First step is research on the topic. After that, collect the data without treatment, and then plan program design. Next step is prepare materials, start a trial of the program, collect data with treatment, refine program design, and the last step is conclusion and summarize the results.
Okay, results and discussion. Okay, before everything else, I just want to say that this project idea is based on my belief that human beings are creatures that need objectives to live on. So this is what I created. I created an objective for bipolars to live on, and this is the first schedule design for the first month. And as you can see here, I actually just created it very simple, and you can actually change it the way you want. So make it less cost, easier. It's very non-complex and flexible. Next. And this is the second schedule design for the second month, of course. And next. And this is the third. So as you can see, it's pretty much the same, just with different interiors. You could actually do it however you want, which is, like I said, easier, or you could actually make it more complex or make it more expensive. Next. Now, this is the data I collected before using the program. And there's the month, days the subject shows stable results, and days the subject shows unstable results. And as you can see, before using the program, just like I said, the subject doesn't know what they have to do, what they want to do, and therefore a lot more unstable days. Next. And this is the data after using the program. It's the same table, but the difference is the subject is a lot more stable than before. Okay, next. And this is the total cost I accumulate for 3 months, yeah. And the total is 778,400. That's actually pretty cheap. It didn't reach $1 million. Next. And this is discussion, and what I'm about to say in here is the essential part of the schedule. If you want to add or modify the schedule a bit, you have to have these. These are ingredients that are needed to be there. And the first is fatty fish, salmon, herring, sardines, trout, and mackerel. Those are examples of it. Fish oil has tremendous impact on the brain, especially when there's mild memory loss and depression. And next is honey and turmeric. Honey's polyphenol constituents counter oxidative stress by excitotoxins. Turmeric reduces oxidative stress and can reduce inflammation. Next is, okay, and this one is the more social one. Before that was the chemistry and biology one. This one's more social. Social activities and puzzle games. Social activities and puzzle games can help prevent mental decline. And cost, the average cost of therapy in Indonesia, therapy sessions, is 1,700,000 to 3,400,000, which is relatively pretty expensive for a lot of people, especially since it's just an hour per session, with most Indonesians paying between 300,000 to 3,600,000 per hour, depending on the number of sessions ordered. And it's not really guaranteed that you're going to get a right session with the right psychiatrist. So it's a bit of a gamble and an expensive gamble as well. The total cost in the study was only 778,000 to thousand for 3 months. That's 3 months every day instead of just one session for 1 hour. Okay, next. So in conclusion, the trials and research treatments were successful, both in terms of finance and process. The actual program and application were not created, and only 2 subjects were tested. This is due to the limited time given by the school for the author to conduct the research. Sorry there, wrong sentence. Therefore, with more time and resources, the project can be something that changes the life of pretty much anyone, actually, not just bipolar disorders. Yeah, next. And these are the suggestions I compiled for myself for future purposes. The first one is complete the program into an application or website. The second one is get approval from professional doctors, professors, and of course medical journals for publication and promotion, obviously, locally or abroad. In this way, doubts will be cleared between users. So, the trust is there, the vibes is there. And the third and final is observe 5 or more subjects and perform maintenance weekly, yearly, for at least 1 year and collect data. In this way, the author can make countermeasures in case of problems with the program. That's it from me and my little entourage. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your participation. Thanks a lot. Well, then we will have the next project, and it is called Face-to-Face Therapy for Children with Special Needs from Underprivileged Families during the COVID-19 pandemic. So, please, the next team.
Yes.
Go ahead, my dear. You can start.
Hello everyone, we're from Lazardi Senior High School and now we're going to explain our research result about face-to-face therapy for children with special needs from underprivileged families during the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 pandemic has adjusted various daily activities from offline to online, including the educational process. Those who are most affected by the sudden change are children with special needs. Children with special educational needs may require extra help because of a range of needs, such as in thinking and understanding, physical or sensory difficulties, emotional and behavioral difficulties, or trouble with speech and language. There are 2 choices between online learning with these various obstacles or face-to-face learning with strict health protocols. The objectives are first, finding the best learning methods for children with special needs in this pandemic, and second, examine and assess the advantage and disadvantage of face-to-face learning as well as online learning. The expected benefits of these experiments are, first, for children with special needs, to obtain alternative learning methods that they deserve with less caution in this pandemic, and for parents with special needs, to reassure and give solutions about the alternative learning methods for the children in this pandemic so the education process will not be interrupted.
Hypothesis. Face-to-face therapy is more effective than openly therapy. Research methods. First interview and next case study. Research result. Online learning. First, for teachers or therapists. According to them, following and using online educational access was too difficult for special needs. They couldn't understand the right function of the device and were easily distracted, making it hard to cooperate during the therapy process. Next, for special needs parents. For them, not having a sufficient and proper media to do online learning was one of the big obstacles. However, eventually could afford it. They still lacking of understanding the special needs educational types and approaches. Moreover, special needs cannot be left alone to study independently and must be monitored, leaving other family members to be taken care of. Face-to-face learning for teacher or therapists. According to them, face-to-face therapy is more effective compared to online learning. It because special needs require special attention that obligates physical touch such as stretching and pressing certain musical nerves. Parents who lack understanding can run the risk of touching it wrong and can cause new problem. Next, for special needs parents. According to them, face-to-face learning is more suitable for parents and the safety of their special needs children. It is because therapy process that carried out with a professional therapist are more secure than doing it by themselves at home.
So we have added in our research two case studies. First one, Abisa Hafiz, 12 years old. Abi is an elementary school student and is now doing online learning. However, he has obstacles such as being unable to stay focused and find it hard to understand the teacher's explanations. Since he is nonverbal autism, it is difficult for the teacher to communicate and understand Abi through the screen. His mother needed to be by his side to interrupt and guide him during classes. In addition, Abi is currently in process of home visit, particularly doing a home program that the therapist has given him using the daily use of material at home. The second studies 5-year-old Muhammad Gibran. Gibran is a patient with cerebral palsy along with seizures. Gibran hasn't gone to school yet. His parents could not afford to do self-therapy at home because of the lack of media and understanding in psychotherapy. However, because he is unable to use a mask in case of breathing difficulties, all therapists and adults require cooperation to follow strict health protocols for Gibran's sake. We have two conclusions for this research. First one was for special needs children, face-to-face therapy is much more accurate than effective than online learning method. And face-to-face therapy and home visit program have the advantage of being more effective and efficient because it can provide a direct impact on children and more real application. Meanwhile, online learning is too difficult to implement due to the medias and internet connection, not to mention parents' lack of understanding about special need therapy and the limited access to therapeutic aids. That's all for us. Thank you for the attention.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your interesting presentation. We really appreciate all your participation.
Well, I think that we already finished all the presentations that are scheduled for today. Thank you to every one of you for being part of this. Has been amazing to hear all your projects, to see your passion of what are you looking for in your projects and all the passion and the professionalism that you are making in your work. So, on behalf of National Network for Youth Activities in Science and Technology, RedMex, I would like to congratulate you. And also, even if it is like a little weird because it's at the end, but I would like to give you a official welcoming to the Expo Science Mexico 2021 virtual mode from here, Durango, Mexico. I would like to let you know that we have a lot of surprises, a lot of activities. And in this moment, we will be in just 1 hour starting the opening ceremony. Almost all the opening ceremony is in Spanish. However, there are some information and some surprises for all of you. So if you are able to watch the stream a live session that we will have in 1 hour, you can be you will be more than appreciated from us to be part of these Expo Sciences. And for the ones that are too busy or it's too late for all of you, no problem at all. All these kind of activities, you will be able to watch it later on in our channels from YouTube and Facebook, from La Red Mex. So you can check it at any time. And see you tomorrow for the next conference, that is the chemistry of the stars. So I want to see all of you in the conference for tomorrow at the same time, 7 a.m. Time zone of Mexico. That I think that it's around 9 p.m. your time. I think so. So well, all of you will be very welcome for tomorrow. Thank you so much for all of you. We love you guys and hope to see you soon here in Mexico by presential mode, hopefully, inshallah. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sampai aja. Screenshot.
Good job, girls. Good job. Good job. Thank you. Thank you.
See you. Bye-bye.